When did you realize your mom was jealous of you? I used to think my mom was just strict, the kind of woman who clipped the tags off her clothes so no one knew the brand, who corrected my grammar mid-try, and who once threw away a painting I made because we don't hang trash on our walls. She called it discipline. I called it tough love, and I told myself that enough times to believe it. It started small. Whenever someone complimented me on my looks, my grades, my dancing, she'd jump in with a story about herself. Oh, she gets it from me. I was homecoming queen and salutatorian. She always laughed like it was no big deal, but her eyes never laughed with her. When I got scouted for a dance scholarship at 17, she said nothing for 3 days. Then casually, she told me my turnout was poor and I should stop embarrassing myself. I still remember the audition. My stomach was in knots from the second I stepped on stage. Not because of nerves, because she was in the front row, staring like she was watching someone try to steal her crown. I got the scholarship, a full ride. And for the first time in my life, I didn't tell her. Instead, I handed her the acceptance letter after dinner, thinking, hoping, maybe this time she'd surprise me. She did. She smiled. Then she picked up the envelope, walked to the sink, and poured dishwater all over it. You think they'll still want you when they find out you're not special? She said. That night, I stayed up until 3 a.m. emailing the school, asking if they could resend the paperwork. They did. I hid it in a shoebox under my bed, next to old report cards and the one photo I had with my dad before he left. The closer it got to move-in day, the weirder she got. I'd wake up to her in my room, pretending to clean, but I'd see her eyes darting, checking drawers, rifling through folders. One night I came home from my summer job to find my acceptance binder shredded. She said she thought it was junk mail. I started making copies of everything, stored them in a locker at the gym, emailed backups to myself, mailed some to a friend out of state. It felt insane, hiding my future from the woman who raised me, but something in me knew she was trying to take it. 2 weeks before I was supposed to leave, I got an email from the school. My scholarship had been rescinded, something about integrity concerns and inconsistencies in documentation. I begged for clarity. They wouldn't elaborate. I cried for hours. Then I called the office pretending to be a guidance counselor. That's when I heard the note on my file, an anonymous tip claiming I falsified my transcripts, that I used someone else's test scores, that I'd been bragging about gaming the system and planned to use the school just to get a visa to stay with a secret boyfriend. They flagged my account, said I was no longer eligible for any financial assistance. Just like that, it was gone. I knew. She came into my room that night humming, said maybe it was for the best. Sometimes what feels like a door closing is just God protecting you from failure. I didn't say a word. The next morning, I packed. Not for college, for anywhere else. I stayed with a friend, picked up double shifts, took a year off and reapplied somewhere new under a different last name. I told the school I had no parents. I wasn't lying. Now, 4 years later, I'm dancing in a touring company. Nothing flashy, but it's mine. I haven't spoken to her since. Last week, someone tagged me in a video on Facebook. It was her, at some local church event, telling the congregation how proud she was of her daughter. Everything she is, she owes to me. I didn't comment, didn't message, just watched. Because I realized something. My mother wasn't proud, she was bitter. She didn't raise me to succeed. She raised me to make her look good.